Hello everybody and welcome to the table. So today, you saw the title of the video, we know what we're looking at here. So we have some budget knives on the table, but these budget knives are made unique because of their use of this really nice marbled carbon fiber. So the brand that these knives come from are none other than Sitivien. So Sitivien, if you've never heard of the brand, you may be familiar with it. Sitivien is mostly known for budget knives sold on Amazon. So they have a whole ton of listings on that site, not including these two knives, however. So these two knives I picked up from Aliexpress. So the Sitivien store on Aliexpress has these knives for $20 a piece. And so what are we getting for 20 bucks? And take a look at these scales. And again, this is what really drew my attention to both of these models. So this right here has that blue marbled carbon fiber. Very nice shiny look to it. Very unique looking because you don't normally see this style of carbon fiber used on budget knives. So this one is blue, and this one, of course, as you can see, is a really nice red marbled carbon fiber. And I'm calling it marbled carbon fiber, but you can take a look at the pattern. If you're more knowledgeable about it than me, feel free to correct me. I think it looks more like marbled carbon fiber, maybe shredded carbon fiber. But either way, it just has those colored textures in there to really make it pop. So when you look at this knife, especially in the sunlight, it really does, stand out. So that's really cool. For $20, you are getting a pocket knife with this really unique color pattern on the scales. So really cool. So these knives right here, this one is the Sitivien ST2 and the Sitivien ST3. So beyond the colors, of course, these two knives are essentially identical with the exception, as you can tell, of the shape of the blade. So the ST2 right here has this cleaver style blade. So very nice and wide, black coated with a flipper tab for opening. And the ST3 has more of this modified drop point. And of course, on both of the knives, we can see the Sitivien logo right here on the blade. Very small text to read, but impressively, that's actually the only thing printed on this knife. The pocket clips have no logo, just this little logo on the blade, and I think that's pretty well done. Pretty well done. Both knives have the same color of a pivot collar, so we can see it's an orange pivot collar. So not too garish or anything, but it kind of matches the scales nice enough. Both blades are fully black coated, and the blade stock is not super thick on either knife. They're actually pretty good slicers just right out of the box. The edges are pretty good, so very slicey, and that's true for both of the knives. And the blade steel on these two knives, it's a kind of an interesting choice. Doesn't really surprise me though. So on the AliExpress listing, they call this K110. And so again, if you're not familiar with K110, it's essentially an analog for D2 steel. And so why they didn't just market D2 and call it a day, not exactly sure. Maybe they're trying to differentiate this line. But functionally speaking, K110 is essentially a version of D2 steel. And we know China is pretty good at making that stuff. So that's what we have here on these blades. And for $20, again, not too surprising. And what's really nice, actually, is that I picked these up for slightly less than $20 because as of filming this video, AliExpress is doing their anniversary sale. So these knives were more like $18 a piece on sale. So taking advantage of coupons and all that stuff, it really wasn't a bad deal just to pick up two of them because I was trying to decide which one I wanted. And with the sale prices, why not get both? So again, handle shapes are identical pocket clips, which we have this black deep carry option right here. It is not reversible. This is a one position only pocket clip, and it's going to carry, right side tip up carry. Checking out the fit and finish on both knives. It's actually pretty nice. There's a little bit of an issue with the centering on the ST3 here. It's a little bit off to the side, but really nothing too bad. It's hard to pick up on camera because of the black blade, but it's not even close to rubbing. It's just really being nitpicky at this point. And for $20, can I really be nitpicky about this? There's no blade play in either blade. The detent in the ST2 here is a little bit tighter than the one on the ST3. So sometimes your finger will fail to really engage the flipper. But once you do engage the flipper on either knife, the opening mechanism is pretty solid. It comes right on out. It's just the detent on this particular one is a little bit tighter, and that's something that might just wear in with time. On the ST3, it's a bit lighter, and you can feel the difference. Lockup on both is fairly good. You can see it's a liner lock, all blacked out liners on both of the knives. So early lockup, just like you would expect from a brand new pocket knife. Of course, no blade play, like I was saying. Overall, I'm pretty darn impressed what they got here for 20 bucks. And, you know, you might question at this price point, is this real carbon fiber? Because I know a lot of cheaper knives use kind of that faux, fake carbon fiber on their blades. But this one right here, check out the handles. And we can actually see, if you look here at the corner, you can see a couple of little voids in the carbon fiber. And so those little divots in there are just, you know, defects in the manufacturing process. And the fact that they're actually here, I mean, you might say that's a bad thing, but to me, it's proof this is legitimate, you know, that marbled carbon fiber scale. So that's pretty cool to actually see that. And there are no voids on the red knife, but on the blue scale right here, there's a little bit here at the tip. You know, so pretty awesome. In terms of our weight for these knives, now both of these knives do have skeletonized liners. So if you look there in the handle, you'll see there are cutouts in that steel frame. So it'll help lighten the weight a little bit, but they're not lightweight knives. So these ones, when I weighed them, they were coming in a little more than 4 ounces. So our ST3 here, 4.4 ounces. And the ST2, I think this one's a little bit heavier. Yeah, 4.6 ounces. So are they heavyweights? Not by any means at all. They're still very carryable, especially with the nice deep carry clips. But size-wise, they are also going to be very much identical. Pulling out the ruler right here, let's go ahead and do a quick measurement. We can see our blade length is coming in pretty much right at 3.5 inches. Overall length, a hair over 8 inches in length. So this is what I would call for sure, you know, a full-size, you know, everyday carry knife. It's not small, but it's also not gargantuan big. So this is something that you could still easily carry with you and not have to worry about, you know, the big size, big weight in your pocket all day long. And again, the draw here are these awesome scales. So look at those colors popping out at you. Very nicely done. And from Sitivien, which is basically your budget, cheapo Amazon brand, I didn't expect this. 20 bucks a piece, guys. I don't know if you can do any better than that. So some K110 steel, marbled carbon fiber, very solid knives in hand, and action is more than acceptable for a budget piece. Boxes they came in are about as plain Jane as they come, and coming from Aliexpress, again, expect that. Not much in the box, and just a cheap sticker on the back marking which knife is which. So very simple presentation, so maybe not the best for gifting, but I do want to give the Sitivien store on AliExpress some credit. I ordered this knife on a Monday, and these knives were in my hand by the next Sunday afternoon. So yes, they actually did deliver on Sunday with their last mile delivery, but that is the fastest I have ever gotten a knife from AliExpress shipping from China. So pretty cool. So good on the Sitivien store on AliExpress. I don't often give praise to that site, but I give credit where credit is due. They did a good job on these knives. So will we see these in the Amazon store eventually? Maybe. But for right now, 20 bucks and a week later, you got some nice carbon fiber scales in your hands. So if you have any questions about these knives, feel free to drop a comment below. All in all, though, very solid. Hope you enjoyed watching and have a nice day. Thank you.